All right, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be smoking a Buffalo Trace Series F cigar. It's a torpedo. The Buffalo Trace cigars, I just started smoking them recently. They're really good. If you like their bourbon, it's really awesome. It's just hard to find, but I have a big bottle of that Buffalo Trace bourbon my wife got for me. But these cigars, I really enjoy them. They're a little bit on the strong side, so you know, not for first-time smokers. I wouldn't recommend it for a first-time smoker. So I'm gonna go get this cut this tip off and get this lit up. All right, so I'm gonna get this cut off. See right there, that cap? That's where you want to cut. You don't want to cut all the way down or too much up, because that way you'll affect the draw of the cigar. So you put it right there. Snip that right off. All right, let me get this lit up. And for me, I like to take the bands off. I know a lot of people, that's like their thing. They like to show off what cigar they're smoking. I don't. I just don't like the bands. I prefer just smoking a cigar just the way it is. All right, so let's get this bad boy lit up. Has a nice draw so far, so that's always a good sign. Some cigars, when you first fire them up, the draw is really tight or really loose. Either one of them takes away from the pleasure of the actual cigar. So really good draw. Nice way to start this off. And this one, actually, the flavor starts off early so far. Good flavor. So I will smoke it about maybe a quarter of the way down and come back and give you an update. Okay, so I'm back to give an earlier update than I talked about. So this is one of the things I've noticed about these cigars is they have a really nice even burn compared to some of the other cigars where, you know, it's like one side is burnt up and the other side is not getting burned correctly. So just one of those things I like. So far with all the Buffalo Trace cigars, it seems to have a nice even burn compared to a lot of other cigars that I have. So see you back when I'm about a quarter of the way done. Juan Zacapa rum, 23 years old. Awesome rum for, I think, any cigar, personally. So I'm about a quarter of the way through. The ash was really good. I broke it up by mistake, by accident. So, but yeah, so far so good. Really good flavor. Like I said before, this is like, it's a really strong-bodied cigar, but the flavor really, it's gonna mellow out even more. But even at this point in the cigar, it's actually really mellow already. So, like I said, one of my favorite cigars. I'll come back and give an update in probably about when I'm about halfway through. So, see you in a few minutes. Okay, I'm about halfway through this cigar and it is awesome. This is like my probably number 3 cigar in my list. And I just started smoking this a few months ago. It is my number 1 new cigar. It's really, like I said, it's a strong body cigar, but really smooth. It's definitely added to the rotation. All right, so I'm a little bit past the halfway point of the cigar, and like I said before, it's really good. So I want to talk a little bit about how I take care of my cigars. I have a small humidor that holds about, I think, about 20 cigars, and I try to keep the humidity around 72 to 75% humidity. And I don't really use it for aging a cigar, so that's why I keep most of my cigars in the wrapper. because the packaging, even though it's cellophane, it's actually porous, so some humidity does seep into the cigars to maintain them nice and soft, so they don't dry out. Because I have, unfortunately, when I first started smoking and I got a humidor, I would just throw the cigars in there not knowing the whole process of maintaining cigars, and they would dry out, maybe a week or two, and you get these crunchy, fall apart cigars. Now with the humidor and maintaining the humidity, I just use basically distilled water. They sell packaging that you can use to keep the humidity, at a certain percentage, but I just use distilled water within the humidor, and that seems to do the trick. So a bottle of distilled water, I think I have a 2-liter bottle, and it was like I think $1 versus those packets that are like $5-6 for like a 3-pack. So just a little bit of advice in regards to taking care of your cigars, especially if you spend a good amount of money on these cigars. Alright, so this is what I like to call the magic hour of the cigar. This is pretty much at the end where the flavors, you get the full flavor of the cigar, and this one is just awesome. This is a smooth, flavorful cigar, but once you get down to this point, if your cigar is not delivering really good flavor, hey, throw it out. Don't even bother. Don't waste your time, because this is where you get the full overall flavor of the cigar. The key here is to take your time, because if you puff too many times, it'll get really hot and burn your lips. So this little piece of cigar would last me at least 15-20 minutes by just enjoying it nice and slow. Alright, my final update on the cigar. Not much left to say. Awesome cigar, great buy. This one was $13, and for me that's on the high end of the cigars that I normally smoke. Like, I try to stay under $15 for most cigars. I have a few like the Padron 1964 and 1920, I think it's 23. That's around $20. But pretty much this is for this price point, you can't go wrong. So I really enjoyed this cigar, and I think you will. Give it a shot. Buffalo Trace. It's the Special F edition. You can't go wrong with this. Next cigar coming up is going to be an Olivier. I forgot the exact one. I'll post it on my community page. So go out and grab you one. Enjoy this weekend. No fishing going on. Bad weather. Red snapper season opening up, and no fishing because the wind is going to be blowing 20 plus 3 to 4 foot seas. So lots of cigars this weekend. Hopefully next week get out there and get me a couple of keeper snappers. Always thank you for your support, and I'll see you on the next video.